Democrats cannot only be the party of resistance. We cannot, like, we resisted so hard between 2017 and 2024. We impeached the guy, like, we prosecuted him, convicted him of 34 felony counts, and guess what? He still got elected. So I don't know how much harder we can resist right now.
Welcome back to your briefing on Democrats suddenly coming clean on all of their chicanery. First, they admit Joe Biden was in cognitive decline. We've all known that. Now they're admitting the whole investigation of President Trump was a ruse, all part of the Democrat resistance. They just keep on digging a deeper and deeper hole. So let's get to our political panel. Joining me now, Republican strategist and chair of the Fort Bend County Republican Party in the great state of Texas, Bobby Eberle. Alongside him, senior policy analyst at CFACT, Melanie Collette. Welcome to you both.
Good to be here, Ed.
Thank you.
Melanie, let's start with you. Why do you think Democrats are suddenly burping out what we already knew? We knew Biden was in decline. They're like, we're going to write a book. Biden was in decline. Just like we all knew the lawfare was all political. It wasn't a legal experiment. They were trying to get Trump, and now they're admitting it. Why do you think they're telling the truth now?
In that particular case, I don't think she meant to tell so much truth. I think she got on a roll, as we tend to do, those of us who do political commentary, and she got caught out there. And when Scott Jennings very justifiably pointed out that, ma'am, you are openly admitting that all of that was lawfare. She did not name not one political strategy that they used in order to prevent Donald Trump from becoming the 47th president. It was all lawfare, and she did admit to it openly on TV. The rest is just a grift because they tend to be opportunists. Every policy that they put in place is opportunistic and predatory on the American people, and I think that's why the books are being written now.
Interesting. Bobby, we got a new pope, first ever American. Is that encouraging some Democrat confessions or something?
You know, I think this is a combination of a couple things. I think actually there are some Democrats that have maybe resistance fatigue, because that's all they do. You know, that's their only talking point, their only strategy was just to resist. And I think some may actually want to look at this polling and see how dismal they are and say, we've got to do something different. Even if we want to resist the president, we have to do something different in the eyes of the American people. Ro Khanna has come out and said he wants to codify the prescription drug executive order.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's a step in the right direction for them, because they are in the basement, in the cellar, and admitting, you know, that Biden's mental decline and now this stuff with it, re-examining the Trump resistance, it's a little too late, and I think it really rings hollow.
Absolutely. And the lawfare against Donald Trump was hollow since they kept pulling their punches against Joe Biden, frankly, when he clearly mishandled classified information. And that leads me to some breaking news we just got. New York Times is now reporting the Trump administration is going to release the audio recordings from 2023 of then President Joe Biden's interview with the Special Counsel Robert Hur. Remember, this is what led to that big report that came out where Robert Hur there on the right basically said, it looked like he mishandled classified info, but during the interview, he was so lost in space, and again, and we all knew that, but that he couldn't get a jury, he believed, to convict him, Melanie, because he was an elderly man with a faulty memory. And even then, Democrats like Adam Schiff said, no, he's all there, Melanie. Now we're going to get the audio. I can't wait. Isn't that a great bit of transparency? What did Joe Biden say behind closed doors?
And that's a great question. It's a lot of transparency. And I think we're about to find out, as if we didn't know already, and all of the Americans that voted for President Trump on November 5th didn't know already. We're about to get just how deep this goes and just how much the far left of the Democrat Party did not care about the American people and only cared about maintaining their power. I feel like when we hear this tape and hear just exactly how bad it is, that's also going to give up all the arguments that, oh, we didn't know, we had no idea, we were kept in the dark. This is not the first time people have heard that tape. And I'm glad that the American people are going to get to hear it as well, and get to hear exactly how deep and hateful the left has been in trying to prevent Donald Trump from helping the American people.
That's right. And Bobby, last night I said on the show, I'm not dwelling on Biden and these books. It's in the rearview mirror. We're going to focus on the progress President Trump is making. But if there's breaking news like this, I think this is interesting. This is more than a book saying George Clooney, Biden couldn't recognize George Clooney. Who really cares about that? This is the interview with a special counsel who is weighing, Bobby, criminal charges against the sitting president. Who knows what's on this tape? Very interesting, no?
Exactly. No, and I love being on the air with breaking news. This is always exciting. But here's what I think. I think what's going to come out of the tapes is what we don't hear. And that is meaning what we don't hear Biden giving answers to direct questions, knowing what is going on, being able to answer a direct question, and he just spaces out or says something incoherent. I bet that's what we're going to see, and that's why it's been hidden for these years. I mean, the media and the Democrats partook in a massive cover-up, and we're about to see it right here in these tapes. Joe Biden completely gone, completely spaced out. I think that's what we're going to see, and Jake Tapper can go investigate himself and write a book about himself all he wants. But the media are corrupt, and the Democrats, they really did a disservice to the country.
Yeah, and as I recall, this was the interview where he couldn't remember to her, President Biden, when his own son, Beau Biden, died, that he lost the timeline, which is sad and tragic on a number of levels. Bobby, Melanie, thanks for rolling with the breaking news.
All right, friends, thanks again for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And before you go, please hit that subscribe button above. Once you do, tell your friends, share it, spread the word about the 13-minute news hour so we can keep growing. And for more great content, check out these videos right here, and I'll see you next time.